he was arrested and dragged into a police car in broad daylight by officers from the Anti Terrorism Police Unit.
Now that statement would make it seem like city businessman Ali Aden was arrested in an ordinary way, but it is anything but normal. Ali
Aden is now at the center of what appears to be an intricate, well-woven web of corruption involving officers from the Flying Squad and the ATPU.
Here's John Alanamu's report on a situation that it would seem has the man in handcuffs being innocent and the criminals wearing the uniform.
On Wednesday last week, we captured images of this man, who we later identified as Kenyan businessman Ali Aden, being arrested and dragged away by officers from the Flying Squad and the Anti Terrorism Police Unit. The running narrative about Aden being that he was a wanted terrorist who had finally been nabbed. Before going on air, we reported the incident to the Independent Policing Oversight Authority, the Kenya National Commission on Human Rights, and the Anti Terrorism Police Unit.
The police then assured both IPOA and the Kenya National Commission on Human Rights that they were going to release him.
The case ought to have ended there, but it hasn't. Almost 1 week after this dramatic arrest and his being taken back to his home for a search of his documents, Ali Aden is still in custody in blatant disregard of the habeas corpus laws that he be produced in court and charged within 48 hours of his arrest.
We will do everything we can to work with IPOA, to work with the police to make sure that he's released as soon as possible.
But the law, it would seem, is the last thing on the minds of some of the officers who arrested Aden. On Friday the 17th of October, using this line 0786 548 748, an officer holding Aden called Aden's relatives. The conversation that ensued is telling.
Ali kuabi ako bakia no ye nonga ye Ali meesha hadan ka soo baxayna marka lacagta ka rabaan 100 kun miya marka mukdeeniya lama tahan 100 markan keena mukdeeniya ila mandaya ما مانتا دي كودينيا بقول كو كينينا marka ofisaaga ma taxameeshan uu ma lahayn sheego meeshan ma lahayn ofisaaga xaqiiqo waa meeshan ma lahayn ha bila yaqmiya haye halo ofisa nakuuliza sijui mimi nikuje wapi nikuje Flying Squad nikuje kwa Anti Terror mimi sasa natoka tu hapa karibu huru baka natoka nataka kutoka huko Nairobi najua Nairobi hapo tu mahali Ali hapo tu ukiingia hapa kwa gate sawa haya nikuje huko kwa hiyo nini Anti Terror hapa kwa ofisi yao nilete 1100 hiyo anasema Ali 1100 anasema Ali nilete hiyo ako hapa lakini nilete pesa 1100 hiyo ndio namwambia ukifika hapo nipige simu.
After this conversation, showing an apparent attempt to extract a bribe from Ali Aden's family, his family forwarded the details of this conversation to Leo Nyongesa, the officer in charge of reforms at the National Police Service, for action. Action was promised but not taken against at least 2 officers who are said to be holding Aden, identified by name, who are involved in a case.
It's a matter of cardinal concern if indeed there are still elements within the police service who are resorting to extortion as a means of fighting terrorism, because it can't work. It's never worked before, it's not going to work.
Ali has been transferred to at least 3 police stations in the city since his arrest, with no communication about what charge he's being held on. Ali is said to have been arrested after a land deal between him and a city businessman went bad, with claims that the businessman may have used influence within the police force to effect this arrest.
The greatest roadblock to effective government is corruption. Asking for bribes or paying them weakens systems and destroys hope.
Taking the case of Ali Aden into perspective, then it's no small irony that President Uhuru Kenyatta would spend quite a bit of his speech today addressing the issue of corruption in government and how it weakens systems. Tonight, he's going to spend his night at the Kilimani police station, the 5th night in police custody, without being produced before a court or being charged. John Allen Amu, KTN, Nairobi.